Thanks very much for tuning in again on an episode of TradeGains. I am with a very special guest on today's episode. We have Sarah Quartermaine, who is also my boss, basically. So why don't you say hello to everyone, Sarah?
Hello, everyone.
And there's going to be a lot more footage coming out with myself and Sarah. Because not only do we work together...
It's cheap. We don't have to pay anyone.
Yeah. But not only do we work together, but we live together and we have children together. We also have another baby coming soon. Sarah is currently 4 or 5 months pregnant.
5 months, Ryan, yeah.
Is it 5 months? Yeah. So after work, I'm currently asking... about baby names.
We're going to say 4 weeks then. I'm glad you got slightly close.
No, so we're trying to figure out a baby name at the moment, guys. So if you have any good names that you think would suit a nice little boy or a nice little girl, please leave them in the comments.
Have you got any names in mind yet?
No names. Our first boy, he didn't get named for months, and then basically the hospital actually named him Connor. Because he was no name.
Because we took so long. So we're going to have to give this guy a name.
And they looked at you and thought, he's Irish, we'll go with
Well, they seen O'Sullivan and was like, yeah, Connor O'Sullivan. And to be honest with you, mate, I would have stuck with it. Yeah. But we just called him his name. So we didn't. But actually now Connor is actually something that I quite like, but Sarah isn't interested in it. But to be fairly name, I say
Ryan says he's not that bothered about baby names, but he spent 2 hours on our journey back from somewhere the other day listening to baby name YouTube video.
Yeah. It's actually good, because one of the videos was bang, 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 bang. It listed out 200 names, and I loved it. It was like bish, bash,
Your actual
bosh.
words were, I'm not bothered about this one.
No, but obviously the baby's still going to need a name. But
So you listened to that video, you had 200 names, and there's not one that's even...
There was a few. But then I watched another...
We normally just don't agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
I watched another woman called SJ something or other on YouTube for names, but she literally took about a minute just to get one name out. So I gave her 3 names, and then she got bombed off of my phone. But anyways, how do you cope being pregnant at work? Does anything change, or because obviously there's hormones flying about now at the moment?
You are like the worst person to be asking this question to. Does anything change at work?
Yeah,
well,
because
actually,
obviously
yes.
I don't know this
normally
question, this answer, rather.
Normally my workload increases, actually. That's normally what happens because someone keeps firing me down things to do.
Delegation.
Within a very short time period. That is quite unreasonable.
Delegation.
Do you know what I said to Ryan? I was like, when Sarah has a baby, it must be really hard at the business. Like, how, do you get coverage for her? And he's like, yeah, we get childcare. I was like, no. I mean, do you get coverage at the business? It's like, no, we need her at the business. Like, she needed at home as well.
Yeah, no, it's obviously last time, I think, a couple of times, different factors happen, don't they? You can't control timing of things and you always think you're going to be more prepared than you actually are when it comes down to it. So normally I've been off for a week or 2 weeks, but that's not anything to be proud of. It's just because we have built a machine, and it's also not something to be like, oh yeah, I'm back to work. It's not that I'm proud of that. It's because the cogs of the business don't stop, and we also have a responsibility to the people that work here and our customers. So it's just a case of, the balance has been difficult and the time frame to set it up. Hopefully, by baby number 3, we're a bit more aware of what's about to happen. So hopefully we'll have a better plan in place.
But that's why I said it, because you are such an important cog in RyGroup. You are, both of you are irreplaceable.
Yeah, we do different aspects, but also one of the things that I've learned over our time, and I'm still learning and trying to get better at, is being able to be a good teacher, or how to implement processes to help alleviate work from us the business runs without us. And it's still not perfect, and I've still got a lot of work to do in order to give good direction to the guys that are here, but we've definitely made some big improvement and set processes on stuff that, compared to 3 years ago, have meant that the business runs to a better degree without us here. That's enabled us to even do this. So, yeah.
I think a lot of that's my fault, though, for holding back the business, right? I was always very not tread carefully, but take it slow, because you don't want to grow too early, right? However, now RyGroup is 18 years old. that's an adult. Yeah. So now RyGroup is allowed to grow. It's allowed to grow now. It's allowed to go into a different direction, and it won't be me that's holding back the business anymore.
Yeah, but also I think like even today I've been working on some templates for responses because, you know, as a leader or someone in charge, it's very easy to blame people and say, oh, you haven't sent out a good reply to someone. Well, if you keep moaning about that, yes, you could say that person should have initiative to think what I'm thinking, but often people are not mind readers, and you have to blame yourself and think to yourself, what have I done that's not meant this is clear for people to be able to replicate? And that's the mindset I've started getting more in now, is blaming myself for things. And I think actually that's a really helpful way of thinking, that not everyone's going to think like you. So how can I make this as easy as possible where I won't be disappointed?
So you're managing your own expectations.
Pretty much. Yeah. I'm a control freak.
And you're blaming yourself.
Yeah.
It's a very healthy trait, though, to be able to reflect like that. I think a lot of bosses struggle to look at themselves and think, how could I improve on behalf of my staff? So I actually think that's quite a female trait, to be fair.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm still not perfect in this. You know, I'm not saying I think that everything is down to us, but even if it isn't down to you and it is a person issue, if you blame yourself for it, only positive can come out of it. If you blame the person, basically there's only one route out, is you have to get, you know, either try and work with that person or you get rid of them. Nothing healthy comes out of that. So I think it's just my mind, and that's from like watching things and listening to things, that my mind's shifting on that. And I think it's given me a much more positive outlook, and I'm seeing the results from putting more processes in from that.
So recently, one of the things that we have done, again, I don't like change. You don't mind change. Sarah is normally always 2 years in front of me by saying, we need to do this. And I normally say, no, we're not ready.
Mañana.
Which these noises completely distract me. Is that your phone? Yeah, my phones are on silent, man, I think. Yeah,
For
Sarah,
the first podcast ever.
no, this is going off. Same thing. Mate, on that note, the phone rings, man. Sorry, mate. I'm just in a podcast in a minute. Can I give you a buzz back? Right, so, yeah, anyways, Sarah has this word called mañana, which I think is Spanish for tomorrow. Is that right?
It's also morning in Spanish, yeah.
Is it?
Morning.
Maybe she's that's why she says it to me every day, man. Yeah, so anyways, to cut long story short, there's no more mañana with me now. It's now, right? I have an anger in my belly that I haven't had in 18 years with this industry, right? So now big changes are coming. It's now the summer. We've got bit of time you'd like to think now with June, July, August to implement some big changes. We've been on the current software system for 11 years now, and we're changing software system. The reason we're changing software is because where we went from one size business to a bigger size business, I don't know this fully because this isn't really my part of the business, right? But Sarah says the current software, unfortunately, cannot handle what we need it to handle with other plugins.
Yeah, it's not as customizable, can't scale or make it to work how we would like to work to stand out from the crowd.
Yeah, and part of the thing like you're saying about holding yourself accountable, yeah, this is what I'm doing as well. Like me running around, like pricing jobs and doing this, that and the other, there's only so much one person can do. So if I go and, you know, let's say I go to 50 estimates and I win them all, them 50 estimates then need to have someone to organise the materials, make sure the purchase orders prices are correct, make sure the job runs smoothly within the time period that was allowed on the timings, right? But obviously with the current software, it isn't seamless, is it? There's
you know, software's not going to solve everything, but it's a big part of that to make it whereby there's less chance of error. And there's a better way of implementing things.
And I think nowadays, anyway, since I've seen this business or this industry, it's tougher than ever. Like, I don't know whether that's a knock-on effect from COVID or whatever, and you know, other things like the wars and this, that, and the other. But the cost of living is serious now. Homeowners don't have spare money. That, from what I can see. Finance now, people want to finance, which is great. There's finance options around there, but it's also quite scary that if people just keep putting things on finance, yeah, are they taking on more than they can chew? And obviously with interest rates going up and stuff. So for us as a business now, costs have got to a point now that to get vans on the road or pay for insurance or even pay for wages because of the cost of living, plus then putting advertising out and paying for, let's call them leads, they're too expensive. Like they're too expensive. So now efficiency is massive. The other thing as well that I've noticed in a business where we always are spinning so many plates for the size we are, our merchants have been taking us for a ride, and where we just feed them work and we're loyal and we just give them the orders and we don't shop around. I've looked around and I'm like, oh my God, we are literally spending thousands more than we should on a weekly basis with merchants. So that's something in the next 3 months that we're gonna make sure the people who we are giving our business to from buy-in, they're gonna have to make sure their prices are correct, and we're gonna have to make sure as a business we now keep on top of that. And obviously our going forward to get to the growth that we're going for, we need to make sure that all our processes are as close to bang on as possible, right?
Is that why you're changing software?
Yes.
That and
that's part of it, but there's some big movements happening at RyGroup, man. Like
that and the
18 years
flexibility
old,
of stuff.
adult, man.
There's lots of reasons behind it, and to get to the point where we made that decision, we, a bit like when you do a pros and cons list, that's what you have to do, right? You have to go through every aspect and be like, what's the pros, what's the cons, what's this going to give us, where's our pain points, blah, 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 blah. But I think with what Ryan's saying, it sounds all very negative, and that's something to take.
I did say I was angry.
It sounds very negative,
angry,
and you do go through stages of that where you go through periods where everything seems negative, but it's important to remember.
I wouldn't say it's negative though. I'm not saying I don't think things are negative. I'm just a bit angry with, like for instance, let's say gas. Yeah, the press that is taken is just negative, right? Some of the costs that companies like us are paying now, just in my eyes, it's not acceptable, right? Like to be charging companies that. So I just feel like there's going to be a new thing coming, which we are going to be well involved with, that is going to make businesses have a bit more of a fair time or a fair share of the market. There's, for me, the other thing that's really, really, really getting to me is the fact that there's companies that are just going on quantity and they're missing their quality, and they're pricing jobs via screens. They're not going out to see customers, and they are probably a little bit like what Uber done to the London taxi drivers or any other taxi drivers around the UK. They went in half the price of everyone to obviously kill them all off. And then when they did kill them all off, they put their prices up.
But again, that's evolved. That's the industry evolving. You can't sit there and cry about it.
No, it's survival of the fittest, man.
That's
why I'm getting myself fit as fuck.
And you've got to accept that every industry goes through stages of massive change, or goes through like periods where it is a down period. But it's how do you take that, and then what can I do currently to get myself ahead of that wave?
Yeah, 100%, which is like obviously the next thing to bring that onto is AI. Obviously, the old version of Ryan would have said AI is rubbish, but now I'm like, you've got to bring it into a workplace.
Yeah, but I think as well, like a lot of the stuff, like merchants overcharging this and that, everyone's going through a stage at the moment in the industry where they're probably scraping a little bit. You feel the scrape that people are trying to get to, and so people naturally are. When you're not thriving, people get this desperation, and actually businesses cling on to money, and it's the worst thing you can do, because in a time where you need to evolve and move forward, you cannot cling on to money. You need to speculate to accumulate, and I feel like everyone's very tense in the industry at the moment.
But that's society, isn't it?
That's society at the moment as well, and it's like to get ahead, you've almost got to loosen the buckles, although it feels unnatural to what's going on at the moment.
Just got to spend your time on the right things. So it's like you can go onto the internet now, look for a pair of Nike trainers, and it'll give you like the first 15 places to get the cheapest pair of Nike trainers, which is what customers do in any product nowadays. Yeah. But for us, we've been overpaying for our materials by a lot of money, man.
Business is a constant firefight of issues, and it's just where are you going to spend your time? What fire are you going to put out next? What's the biggest priority? And because we haven't looked at it for a while, that's a priority now.
Yeah, I don't know, man. For me, I feel like the business, like it was always the way I used to go about business was probably the old school mentality. Meet, greet, build up a working relationship, you build a rapport with people, and I just feel like that isn't necessarily the way it is now. And I feel like with the new generation of customers, which are like, let's say 19, 20, 21, whatever, before that or after that coming onto the market as homeowners, they don't want people to turn up at their house. They don't want to take the time off. They want to do everything on the phone.
But don't forget, we go again. It's like after COVID, people wanted like human interaction because it like although you felt like you lost it, it comes back. So at the moment, it's like that, and it might be like that for another 5 years. Like you say, the generation that are buying houses probably aren't going to connect the same, but there might become a turning point where people want that connection back again because they are actually sick of that new way. So you can't wipe it out completely, but you need to get a balance of a bit of the both.
Of course, but my old school ways, unfortunately, have to stop. They say you
Not completely
stop
because they're good for a reason. There's some good parts to that.
They say you can't you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but I'm an old dog in this industry, man. And I'm learning some new tricks.
There'll always be customers that want that face-to-face.
Yeah.
I appreciate the new generation coming through are different, but the new generation only stays new for a very brief time. And quite often, as those people age, they want that face-to-face contact once again. And the younger people are always going to want the newfangled thing, but there's always going to be that older generation.
It's like now it's very popular to have experiences because people have got so much at their fingertips. They want experience. And again, with human interaction, there will come a time again where people will need to have that human interaction and appreciate it more because it's gone from one extreme to the other. And at the moment, that extreme is trying to get a lot of things done virtually. It hasn't even reached its peak yet. It'll be another few years before it reaches its virtual peak of not actually having interaction. But after that, it will come back down again.
Yeah, listen, as much as I say I'm angry and stuff like that, when I say I'm angry, there's fire in my belly, man. And when there's fire in my belly, movement really happens, right? So, like, let's say
Ryan
that's not
Ryan eats
curry, by the way.
Vindaloo.
Yeah, man. But all jokes aside, it's like the thing about the crypto thing. Yeah, man, geez, I had so many opportunities to jump into crypto and I didn't. And what a fool I was for not doing it, right? So obviously with the AI world
now it's AI. It's not crypto, it's AI, but you need to get in now.
Soon this will say RYAI.
But also, for example, obviously in America, they have given permission for computer automated cars, right? So like that's what Elon Musk is trying to do with the new platform. So they'll have taxis that are self-driven by computers.
He needs to make up with Donald Trump. Them two need to make up, man.
But imagine here in the trade industry, one day there'll be this little unit. It'll be a box. It'll have no windows. It will have parts in it. It will drive parts around and the person doing the job. So once they finish the job, they'll get him back in the unit and they'll do their office work.
With drones as well, man.
Well, this is it. I mean, you can now, for us, we get a robot delivered from the co-op. Do you know what I mean? Like if we just want some bread or crisps or whatever and we're too busy, we'll just pay an extra couple of quid and this robot turns up.
Really?
Oh, have you not got that in London
No.
yet?
Not where we are.
No, if we did have that in London as well, they'd tax us through the eyeballs.
Probably.
Robot charge.
Yeah, no.
Just because you live in London, you're paying an extra 15 quid.
Yeah,
Congestion.
Yeah.
All the co-ops.
Robes.
You just use an app and this little.
I don't
square
believe
thing.
you. I feel like you're mugging me off and having a wind up, man.
Well, I'll put it in the video. You'll see it. I'll actually go on video.
I want to see you do a video now of it happening.
I will. I mean, my dog's so used to them now. They just drive past my dog and he doesn't say anything. But the point is, it's not going to be far off before Wix are doing it, or Juice and they've got their own little robots that are dropping parts off for you because
yeah, man, interesting.
you haven't got time to go to the wholesalers to get.
There's a lot of rope to get through. Obviously, getting on the roads and stuff with incidents first, but it will get there.
These things cross roads. They wait at the. Like, it's mental. They are crazy.
I honestly, mate, I don't believe you.
I promise you. I'm gonna.
What would stop someone just picking up the robot?
Nothing, and you could just take the lid.
But it's worth the risk for the money they save, right?
There's cameras all over it, but people just steal it.
Honestly, I'm looking at you going, you are telling the truth. I just can't believe it.
I swear on
Why
my life.
have we not seen these?
I don't know whether it's my area's just.
No, it must be. It's got to be in London. Come on, everything's.
So,
yeah, but we're not really in central London, are we? So,
no,
I mean,
well, they go through underpasses and stuff, but they cross roads. So they can obviously, I assume, probably only cross roads in quieter areas. But yeah, I mean, they will.
Hang on a second. Is it called like Starship Robot?
That's it. The Starship Robot. Yeah.
That's so weird. It's like a car, like a little remote control car.
Yeah, it's got like 6 wheels on it, I think.
This is weird.
You need to make it orange and put some sign print on that. So yeah, of course, there'll be little parts delivered, you know, like a little, I don't know, flush valve or something on reactive plumbing jobs if you need it or something like that.
Yep, that's the one with the little flag.
When you see that turn up orange with the RY on the bonnet, yeah, that's when you go, Ryan's not angry anymore. Then I'm a happy man, yeah?
We've seen it now.
How big is it, though?
It's about that big.
Oh, wow. So it looks like an ice cooler type size.
It is, yeah. It's a
Starship. Cool, man. Well, you
I
learn
would just
something new
love
every
him
day.
to have not known that and then see one, because it would be funny to see
Yeah, my little boy would love
someone's
that.
reaction.
Yeah, just a quick one then, right? So straight into the reason why I wanted to talk to you today. Many people have asked me, like, obviously, TradeGains, they think it's just a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, me and you and Marcus know it's not. There's been loads of work going on behind the scenes for over a year now. Can you tell people that are watching about the new website that goes live this week, what website it is, and what about the members area?
Yep. So our new website, RyHQ.com, focuses on combining all different types of learning to increase the chances of success and self-development. We focus on trade industry specifically and personal gains specifically as well.
What are the 4 L's?
The 4 L's are listen, learn, live, and link. And within those, just to break it down a little bit, listen is our podcast. We've got learn, which is our new selection of online courses, really reasonably priced, but also specially created by myself and Ryan or other experts that have had the experience of actually doing what we're teaching. Live is one-to-one, so you're going to be able to book one-to-one bookings and mentorship with either Ryan or people around Ryan that have been able to be part of his success and his story with different traits and skills. And also we've got Link finally, which is our members area. And people will be able to just connect with like-minded people, create their own social groups and have that peer-to-peer support, maybe going through similar things. I think you've obviously been through some self-development yourself over the last few years, and we wanted to combine that and our trade experience to bring a platform for people to come to and develop themselves, basically.
So to find out more about that,
So to find out more about it, so RyHQ.com is the main website for the time being, and on there you can find all the TradeGains courses, all the personal gains courses, and all of the members area, etc. You can subscribe for early access to the courses, and there's limited places because we're going to be doing some feedback and trialing on the courses, so we can get the kind of the best information and edit those before they go out to everyone. We're also going to be doing some free slots for one-to-one mentorship, so definitely get in there early and register your interest if you want to get involved. TradeGains.co.uk will eventually become its own platform, but for the time being, it's on your RyHQ.com website until it's been fully developed.
Also, recently, we have had lots and lots and lots of people message us on social media saying they would like to come on the podcast. So we are going to start letting people request to come on.
There's also a little page on the website for that, by the way. If you do want to come on the podcast, if you think you've got something good to offer, or just want to come and have a chat and are quite an interesting person, then go onto the website and pop in your details and we can pop you onto the waiting list.
And you took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say the best way to request to come on there would be if you can go onto the website.
RyHQ.com. And if you go onto our listen...
www.ryhq.com.
Yeah. If you go onto the listen page, at the bottom of the listen page, there's an area that says want to come on a podcast and just sign up there.
Cool. So that is episode 1 of Ryan and Sarah. And Sarah now is going to be a regular person on the TradeGains podcast, which means that it won't always be me anymore. Sarah will soon take over half of the MC. And other than that, thanks for watching. I've been Ryan.
I'm not doing that. I've been Sarah.
I've been Ryan. Sarah's been Sarah. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe.
And check out the new website. It's
And
going
check
live
out
next
the new
week.
website.
ryosully.com. And please register your interest if you would like to be one of the first people to trial out some of our courses and one-to-one events.
First come, first served. Nice one.